Cracking YouTube, it's me, your host Tim, aka the Comic Book Thug, once again bringing another comic book review. This time it's for Ultron Forever, the new Avengers, #1. It says #1, but this is actually like part 2 of Ultron Forever, the Avengers. They just added the new in between the and Avengers. So, and the first book was a pretty good read, pretty good story. So go check out my review for that. Like I said, I did part 1. This is part 2, but the first book is called Ultron Forever: The Avengers #1. So go check out that review before you get this. Or if you already know what the book's about, here we go for the review. So let's just jump straight to the book. Um, it picks off with in the far future in the Ultrons and Asgard. Well, it was Ultron's Asgard because he's the Allfather now. So we saw when we left off, we saw Thor stab well that Ultron's Thor stab the past Thor in the with his sword, and while the female Thor watch. I'm sorry, that just got very confusing. Ultron, he 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 has the Thor of his dimension, of his world, under his control. The Lady Thor, in which is the Thor of the current time, and the old Thor, past Thor, team up together to stop him. There we go. I hope that makes sense. The way he stabbed him, but he realized they can't kill him because of a curse that this Thor was under, which I'm not too familiar. It's from a previous Thor story, but I didn't start reading Thor until Thor became the female Thor. So I don't even know what the curse, but it's some curse where he can't die or something like that. So he grabs Ultron's Thor by the neck, and we find out that it was all this time it was this dimension's Loki, and but this dimension Loki is like data now. He's like a virus, and he basically had that Thor under control. Like he was inside that Thor controlling. So now that that Thor is off his spell, the three Thors work together, and they start heading towards Ultron. So we go back to Doctor Doom's lair, and he's basically like was part of his plan. He knew that Thor couldn't die, so he was the right person for that mission. So then we go and we see Vision versus like the Ultron's Vision, and when we left off in the last issue, the Ultron Vision had put his fist through his fist through that Vision's chest. So, but before he could yeah, and then we also see while that's happening, we see James Rhodes, the old Iron Man from his dimension, taking on Ultron's Captain America. So, the Ultron's Captain America try to like take over his suit, but since this Iron Man is like from the old days, he made a joke saying there's no Wi-Fi, so he was able to basically take down that Ultron's Captain America, and Vision basically he phased backwards so the bad Vision could like miss him, and Iron Man can basically pull him out off of him. And we go back to Doctor Doom, and that was part of Doctor Doom's plan. Like he knew that this Iron Man was not going, his suit wasn't going to get compromised because of his old technology or whatever. So then Doom look on the screen and see that, like last issue, the Hulk's head has been chopped off by Captain America's shield. But then something weird happened, and this just destroyed my mind. Like it just killed me. This Hulk, he's still going through mutations. So Bruce Banner head actually appeared like on his shoulder. I can't even explain it. It freaked me out. And and so Hawk's not dead. And he picked up his head and put his head back on Hawk's head back on his neck, and it like fused back with his neck. That part was just all over the place. But Bruce Banner's face was still right here. It was just crazy. So it was crazy. So Hawk and Bruce Banner and Black Widow and the female Captain America, which is Luke Cage's daughter. They fight their way out of all the slaves. We go back and we see the three Thors about to take on Ultron, the new Ultron, the Allfather. They and he basically none of the hammers couldn't work because we have the female Thor and we have the old Thor who still have his hammer. So and they threw that hammers at him and it didn't work. He said, "I am God." And a little bit back and forth, but then the old Thor basically gives the female Thor both hammers, and she bangs them together and makes like this she opens like space or something like that, and Ultron falls into that space, and that's how they basically get rid of him. And the comic basically comes to an end because after the good guys basically beat everybody, because they're all at different sections. After they beat everybody, they go back to Doom, and he's happy that they succeeded in the plan. But then he tells them that this was all part of his plan, because now that Ultron's gone, he can be the ruler of this Earth. That was all part of his plan, and now he's the ruler of the Earth, and he sends them back. And he sends them back all to that old. No, actually, before he tries to send them all back to that original time period, and but they get away. They get away because of the Thors. They start spinning their hammers, and I think they open up another portal or something like that. Somehow they get away, and that's basically how the comic ends. Dr. Doom says, "The future is mine, and tomorrow belongs to Dr. Doom," and that's it. That's pretty much a comic. A lot of action. It was a good comic, wasn't a bad comic. That one part with the Hawk and the two heads, I don't ever want to see that again. That just really freaked me out. I don't even understand that. I didn't even know the old Hawk could do that. Like, I guess because they said the way they explained, like he was still mutated, and I don't know. So I guess the Hawk officially can't die at all. So that part was kind of weird. But all in all, it was a good book. There's only one more part to this, which it says it will be concluded in 3 weeks. And like the first book was called Ultron Forever, The Avengers, and this is Ultron Forever, The New Avengers. The last book is going to be Ultron Forever, The Uncanny Avengers. So yeah, and that's going to be the last one because it's only 3 parts. But that was my review. Oh, I'm going to 8 minutes. That was a long review. It wasn't even a thick book, but the story was so detailed. But that was my review for Ultron Forever, The New Avengers 1. Let me know in the comments below if you picked up this book. And if you did, let me know if you liked it or disliked it, and why. Leave your positive and negative comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Follow my Twitter, my Instagram, which is in the description below. Check out my previous videos, all my previous reviews and pull lists. And that's pretty much it. So for me, your host, Tune, aka the Comic Thug, have a nice day.
That's all, folks.